Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. The message I heard is something in the water. The scripture comes from Joel 1 and 13. Put on sackcloth, you priests, and mourn. Will you who minister before the altar, come spend the night in sackcloth, you who minister before my God. For the grain offerings and drink offerings are withheld from the house of your Lord, of your God. Declare a holy fast, call a sacred assembly, summon the elders and all who live in the land to the house of the Lord your God, and cry out to the Lord. Alas for that day, for the day of the Lord is near. It will come like destruction from the Almighty. Has not the food been cut off before our very eyes? Joy and gladness from the house of our God. The seeds are shriveled beneath the clods. The storehouses are in ruins. The granaries have been broken down, for the grain has dried up. How the cattle moan, the herds mill about because they have no pasture. Even the flocks of sheep are suffering. To you, Lord, I call, for fire has devoured the pastures in the wilderness, and flames have burned up all the trees of the field. Even the wild animals plant for you. The streams of water have dried up, and fire has devoured the pastures in the wilderness. Okay, so as I'm not dreaming, as I am reading this, okay, God is sending me a vision of what He wants me to do, because I'm literally sitting here like literally yesterday we stopped fasting. We stopped fasting yesterday. The fast was over yesterday, and this is not that kind of fast. Okay, this is gonna be a fast of prayer. Okay, and we're gonna start Monday. Okay, I feel better about that. It's gonna be prayer, and we're gonna be praying together. Starting Monday, we're gonna pray Monday through Friday. Okay, and whew, I'm possibly go live. Okay. I will try to go live for this prayer. And the only reason is to try and not a for sure, for sure. I'm gonna be real and say it's because I am shy. But I might just go ahead and go live. So I'll do two lives. It'll be the video that I do at 10 a.m. as well as a call to fasting and prayer that I will do following that. Um so yeah, but that's the message. It'll be 11 a.m. So, and that's the message. God is saying that there's a lot going on. And I think I saw someone comment this. I believe it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, that it's strange that anyone would say that we don't need to fast, and why are we fasting? There are so many things going on in the world today. And as I was reading the scripture, this is literally going on right now. It will come like destruction from the Almighty. Has not the food been cut off before our very eyes? Joy and gladness from the house of our God. The seeds are shriveled beneath the clods. The storehouses are in ruins. The granaries have been broken down, for the grain has dried up. Like, we are literally seeing this in real life. Like, this is what we are seeing. We're in a time where there's not as much food to go around. There's not as much water. Okay, just like the message was literally, there's something in the water, there's something going on, there's something that is moving. And in order for us to ensure that we on the right side of whatever this is going on, God says He loves when we praise Him. He loves when we glorify Him. He loves when we ask Him for things. He loves when we come to Him. He already knows. He already knows what we need. However, it's just something about us actually coming to Him and saying something about it. I remember I was telling my son that I was going to get him something the other day, and he said, "Thank you, Mama. Thank you." I was like, "I haven't even got it yet." But it does feel good that you said thank you and you haven't even got it. You don't even see it. You know I'm going to come through for you. And I just feel like it's just something about that. So we're going to come together next week and in prayer, and and we're going to go ahead and get this out to God. We're going to speak to God about the things that we need to pray for, about the things that we that are going on in this world. We will start Monday at 11 a.m. I legit was like, we just stopped fasting, but it's okay. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I did see that some of you guys did not get to fast with us. So you'll be able to join us for this next week in our fast. It will not be a fast from food or anything like that. It will be a fast of prayer. We will be praying all week long to God about our situations. We will be praying to God about what's going on in the world. We will be praying to God that He will keep us protected, because God is, alas, for that day, for the day of the Lord is near. It will come like destruction from the Almighty. God said He is about to do some stuff. He about to do some things. So we need to be in alignment, okay? And we need to let God know we here, okay? Whatever you need us to be, whatever you need us to be doing, please keep us protected. Please cover us. Please guide us. Please ensure us. Please preserve us. And that's the message. God is saying that He understands that it's a lot going on. Like, it's a lot going on around us. It's a lot happening around us. There are a lot of people that are going through it, but God is saying that He does not want His children to go through it. And for some of you, just to be real, God already knows that He's going to preserve you. God already knows He's going to make sure you're good. And the prayer and fasting, could literally just be for your own comfort, because when we see a lot of things going on, like, I remember there was someone that caught TB when I was going to high school, and we all had to get tested for it, and it was so stressful. Even though, for the most part, I don't think anybody else had it but her. But it was very stressful moment. It was very stressful situation. And even though something does not touch you, it can still cause you to be stressed. It can still cause you to be nervous. It can still cause you to be like, oh no. And you know what I'm saying? It can still cause anxiety. And God said He don't want that to happen. So in order to keep you from getting stressed, anxious, nervous, scared, He wants you to come to Him beforehand. He wants you to come to Him and let Him know that, it's just come to Him in prayer. We can just come to Him and ask Him for comfort. Ask Him for peace. Ask Him for strength. Ask Him for guidance. Ask Him for love. And He's basically saying He got us. He gonna ensure that we good. He gonna ensure that we have peace. He gonna ensure that we have love. He gonna ensure that we're okay. He gonna ensure that we're fed. He knows that it's scarce. He knows that it's hard times. Right before I created this message, I was looking over here at my plants, and I was like, it's about time. My lettuce plants, they have went to seed, so I need to collect my seeds, okay, and put them in the little container that they go in. I got all my seeds organized, y'all, like, and they all got their little containers with their name written on it. So I need to go ahead and collect my seeds, put them in a container, pull them up, clean up back there, and pull up what is done. Okay, some of the plants, they didn't even go to seed. My Lola Rosa went to seed, which is wonderful because it's my favorite lettuce. Anywho, because it comes out red. I love it. It's so pretty. But anywho, get my Lola Rosa seeds and pull them up, and pull up the other lettuce plants that they didn't go to seed, but they done. Okay, we got garden rocket, sorrel, kale, all kind of stuff back here that's done. The only thing that's still growing right now are my peppers, some herbs, and some kale in the front. But I'm about to pull up everything that's not doing nothing. Get my seeds together. I had to buy something so that I could pull the seeds out of the flowers, so that I had to research that. But lo and behold, I was looking back here like, this red peppers, I see that it might be some more peppers coming in the back, but I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm going to carry on letting it grow like this, because it's taking up so much space. and I need my lettuce. You know what I'm saying? It's only like a few meals that I'm gonna cook peppers with. This pepper specific, this red sweet pepper. The hot peppers, my cayenne peppers, baby, I love it. I love it. I love it. I cook that in so many different things. But this red sweet pepper, it's only a few things I'm really gonna use the red sweet pepper for. And the only thing that I'm thinking about right now off the top of my head is pepper steak. Like, that's it. And I need to go to the store to buy other peppers to go with it. So it's just like, it's taking up too much space. You know what I'm saying? I could have seven lettuce plants in the spots that this pepper plant is covering up. So, I do think about that when it comes to my little garden, but I'm just learning, you know what I'm saying? As far as the one in the back, I had it for a year. The one in the front, I got, like, I had that one longer than this one, but lo and behold, I'm still learning what I can grow in here, what I can't grow in here. Eventually I will be able, to have more space when I get when I get myself situated. I'll be able to, bust out my greenhouse, you know what I'm saying? I bought a greenhouse 6 months ago that is like just stored up. It's still in the box, but I'll be able to bust it out and go ahead and start planning bigger things, okay? But for right now, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that to say, for those of you that, you have a green thumb or you're interested, like, baby, the time is now, okay? The prices is out, the price is through the roof. The time is now. And I just feel like, even with what I'm thinking about, I might have to take the peppers out, the red peppers out after they finish doing what they gonna do. But at the same time, that's the smartest thing to do because I'll have more food. So, if you have to go to the grocery store, you got to choose between getting one thing versus getting five things. Why would you get this, like, put the one thing down, get the five things, and you good? And yeah. Yeah, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Just like me, I'm the kind of person I can eat rice with just about not every single meal, but a big majority of my meals. Okay, and I knows how to cook rice. That's one of the first things my daddy taught me how to cook is rice on the stove with the timer. Okay, I know how to cook rice, and I've gotten to the point to where I can go up to the stove and just look at it and tell if it's done or not. Okay, so. And it's like, I just feel like I don't know if they consider it a superfood, but it's for sure a food for, if you ain't got a lot of money, baby, all you got to do is get you some rice and you can get a few other things to go with it and you good to go. And yeah, so I just feel like in this time we got to be smart. We got to be smart with everything that we're doing. We got to be smart with everything that we got going on. And I'm pretty sure that's why typically when a church is giving away food, they will have a bag of rice or a few bags of rice and like beans to go in there. Beans is something that, baby, I gotta learn when it comes to beans. I haven't, you know what I'm saying? And I got a rice cooker. I don't know if I can transfer, like, if it could work as a slow cooker. Do y'all know? I don't know. It seems like it should because it's made the same kind of way. It has the bowl in there. You put the water in there, you cut it on and it does its thing. But, as far as like from the raw beans, I was going to experiment with it when I had my garden with my estranged husband and I was growing beans. I was going to experiment, see what it's like, see how I could cook them up and see what I could do. You know what I'm saying? Maybe make a little stew, a little soup, a little something, okay? But that didn't work out. Maybe make some, some red beans and rice or something, anything. But anywho, I guess eventually I'll figure that out. I am glad that I got that little experience because when I was staying in the desert, I experienced helping somebody else with their garden. And being with my ex, it helped me to have my own garden and just figure it out. It was like God, like, here you go. Okay, fine. The exam is over. School is finished. Here you go. You figure it out. And it was, it was cool though, to be able to I know I'm like all off subject. I'm talking about gardening now, but it is what it is. I'm pretty sure God is gonna circle this around. But it was nice to experiment because I got to be able to see how the different plants grow. Like, how the beans grow, cuz while I was helping her, some of the plants I wasn't there to see because I think I was it was more so winter than summer. So I got to see what plants what kind of areas the plants do better at. Even now me like with the hydroponics, I'm still kind of experimenting and getting to see what grows in the hydroponics and what's it's not going to work. And I'm starting to see, the peppers, they love it, but it's not really enough space for them in here. So if I'm gonna grow peppers in hydroponics, I'm gonna have to get a bucket for each pepper. Like it's gonna have its own bucket, and that's its spot. Okay, can't nobody else go in there because that's its spot. Okay, and that's cool, but that's something I would need more space for that, and other supplies. But with that being said, lettuce. Y'all see it? It's all the way up here somewhere, and the other one is over here, and that's just because this one curved, that one didn't. Baby, it then went all the way to seed. So I know that the plants love the hydroponics, but at the same time, I learned that the purple basil, it don't like the hydroponics set. And I'm saying all this to say, in this time, like God is saying that, for some of you, you may have experienced hard times in the past. You may have experienced going through it in the past. It could even be a situation where you grew up where there wasn't enough money to go around. You may have had to grow up on food stamps or something like that. God is saying that those hard times were intended to get you through this. Okay, just like I was saying with my red peppers, I'm not letting this go because I like to eat my red peppers with my ramen. Okay, and I may have the ramen, ramen noodles. I will bust out some ramen noodles quick, baby. Don't play with me. But I throw me some red peppers in there and some eggs. And if I'm feeling real good, I will go and cook me up some shrimp to go in there. And baby, there we is. Baby, a full blown meal. I got me some little chopsticks to match my silverware, the little faux gold chopsticks. But in reality, when you think about it, that is a very cheap meal. That is a very like the bowl by itself ain't nothing but $2. And the peppers, that's free. Okay, because praise God, somebody gifted me the seeds for these peppers, and so that's like this is it's like in the eggs. I think that oh man, I don't feel like mathing like that to figure out how much 2 eggs is. I'm gonna say about $1. Okay, so this is about a dollar $3 to $4 meal, which is very good compared to the pricing of how things are today. And I just feel like God is saying that he wants us to come to him in this time. He wants us to come to him in this time and to be near him in this time and to spend time with him in this time because, it's a lot going on and it's not intended to knock God's people down. This is not intended to attack God's people. It is intended to attack those that have been wicked, those that insist on being wicked and doing wicked. God said he is coming after them. But, in this time, God is blessing his children. And while God is blessing us, even sometimes when you are receiving blessings from God, you have to be careful not to overspend because if you getting a blessing that it come with a price tag, you got to pay a certain amount, especially if you waiting on a apartment or a house or a car, whatever it is. Like even if you pay in the bare minimum, like light bill, water bill, and you got to pay your insurance bill, you still got to pay something. So you don't want to get to where you are unable to finance these things. So for some of you, it may look to you, it may feel to you like it's something going on. God may be telling you need to save, you need to do the, and it's not because you just broke, but it's also because you need to get ready for the blessings that he has for you. For some of you, it's because he wants you to be prepared. He wants you to already be into it. Just like before I went to live off grid, God had me doing certain things. Like I was cooking all my food, and I was like, I don't trust it. And then part of it is because eating out, especially in the time that it was where the outbreak was going on and everybody was in the house and all that was going on. It wasn't good because you don't know who's sick. And if the person that's cooking your food is sick, guess what your food got? And I was like, nah, I don't trust it. I was cooking all my food. I wasn't playing. I cooked everything. But it prepared me because guess what? When I moved off grid, ain't no restaurant that you could just roll up the street to go and get. Ain't no Uber Eats. Ain't no Grubhub. None of that. Ain't nobody about to drive an hour to drop no food off to you. And if they do, you know how much your bill gonna be? Girl, no. So guess who had to cook? Me. Every day. Okay. I want me some Chick-fil-A. Okay, then on top of that, a pescatarian. I want me some Chick-fil-A. I better figure out what kind of fish is gonna taste like chicken and how to bread it up real quick. And baby, I made some too. Hey, don't play with me. I made orange chicken, orange fish, and I made found a fish that tastes like steak. Baby, I was doing that thing. Okay, but anywho, I just feel like God is saying he's trying to prepare you for this season, for whatever this season is. And he wants you to be heavy in prayer. So in order for us to be heavy in prayer, we're going to go through a week of fasting, but the fasting is going to be through prayer at 11 a.m. We are going to be praying, and we are going to be praying, and we're going to be praying some more. And God is going to be building you up and getting you ready. That's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.